Hey everyone, this is our last part about life management, time management. Today I would like to talk about mindset. In a previous episodes we talk about strategies and techniques and they are really important, but without a good mindset, a positive mindset, we cannot reach our goals and we cannot really be effective. So we need a positive mindset. And sometimes it's easier to say than do, but it is not impossible. We have to ask the right questions. Ask the right questions about what is the best use of our time. If we ask these questions, it will be much easier to see how to spend our time. I previously talked about this also. And the next question you can ask, what is the future impact of this activity? If you have a goal, if you want to achieve something, that's really important to know what is the future impact of this activity. Because sometimes we just do things randomly and they don't benefit our work. They don't benefit anything. So, the really good things we can do to focus on the solution. Because sometimes we just focus on the negative things, right? What can go wrong? We focus on the negative things. But if we want to be really effective, we have to focus on the positive things and the solutions. If you focus on the solution, the brain works in a really good way. So the brain is like amazingly like a computer. If you ask the right questions, your brain will find the right answers. I remember when I always was so negative and I said, no, I am not able to do this. My English is not good enough. I need more time, maybe 2 more years. And my brain absolutely answered that way. Yes, you are not good enough in English and you have to learn more. So we have to change our mindset and ask the good questions and the right questions. We also have to be aware about our obstacles because we cannot be just thinking positively about everything and yes, everything will go fine. What if not? What if something goes bad? Or the other way? We never talked about that. So, this is why we have to be super cautious about our actions and about our thoughts. So, ask the right questions. How can we solve this problem? Or what can we learn from this? How can I do this activity faster and more effectively? And your brain will find a solution. Your brain is a supercomputer. So when you are aware about your obstacles, you can focus on the solution. Because it's impossible to live a life without obstacles. Life is not that easy. And if life would be that easy, everybody could reach their goals, right? But this is why only a couple of percentage people will reach their goals. And this is not why, because it's impossible, because people are worried and they are scared when they have some obstacles. Some people would think that is an obstacle, that means that's not the right direction. But it's not the case always. Sometimes, yes, we have to go to the other direction so we can go and reach our goals easier. But sometimes the obstacle really help us to get stronger. And of course, we will be more disciplined if we break through that obstacle. I'm sure you had something in your life before when you were facing some difficulty, and when you kept going and you broke through, that was a much bigger victory. And this really helped us to get stronger. There is a saying they said, if something doesn't kill you, some problem, that's make you stronger. And I absolutely agree with that. I really experienced that in my life. And I got stronger every time when I stood up, when I was on a grant. The next one I would like to talk about, be proactive, not reactive. We really have to see things from different perspective, and when we see the problems behind it, we can go ahead and plan about that. What if this thing doesn't go my way? What can I do? You can think out of the box. You can be more creative when something is arise. We're still talking about time management and life management, but this also applies to every situation and every area of your life. It's really important to do your best. Whatever you do or you plan to do, or you just practice something because you want to be a great musician or you want to write a book. Maybe you're just practicing writing or practicing doing something new. But it doesn't mean you have to be perfect to start something. If you have some experience about something, just go ahead and start it out. Try it out. And you will see, when you try things out, everything will fall in place. And you get more opportunities. Sometimes the fear keeps us back. And in my experience, when you push through, and also about my clients' experience, when they kept going, they made a huge difference in their life. They transformed their life, maybe their job. I had clients, they already changed their job, and that's amazing, like to see they hated to do something, and when they worked on themselves and they had a new goal, everything is changed in their lives. And they stuck there for, some of them is like 10, 15 years. And now they think, okay, maybe I feel the fear, and it's absolutely fine. Because we have feelings, all of us. We cannot just ignore it, or we cannot say, no, I don't have any feelings. We have to realize we have feelings. We don't need to lie, we don't have. But we can say that, yes, I feel this feeling, I feel scared, but I'm doing it anyway. I know I'm scared. I know sometimes maybe you are anxious. But you can decide what to do with these feelings. The feelings will go away. You have to just change your position, like your physiology. Because when we are depressed, we are looking down. And you can say when you are in a room, somebody has some issue. Just because how they hold themselves, how they carry themselves. And honestly, I tried this, I don't know how many times. Because sometimes our feelings pull us down. But this all came from our mindset or our thoughts. When we have negative thoughts, almost immediately our physiology change. Have you ever had a really sad thoughts or came from something in your memory and you just felt so down, and immediately your full physiology just changed and you looked down, your shoulders were down, and you didn't want to even look up. But you can change this because your brain working in an amazing way. So when you change your physiology, your brain thinks everything is fine. You can breathe deeply, and your brain thinks you are okay and you are in peace. Yes, sometimes we have to trick our brain. If we don't want to stuck in depression or in anxiety, we can do this because everything is go through in our brain. Our thoughts and our minds is really affecting us. And how we think about our future or our goals or life management, time management, everything go through our brain. I remember when I first started to change my mindset, and I went to the mountains. That's where everything started in my life. When everything started to change, and I learned that I have to change the negative thoughts. All of us has 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and unfortunately most of them are negative, and we're thinking about negative things, what happened to us or with us in the past, and it's like a memory. It's always come back, and like in little pictures. And these little pictures we don't think about. We think like we relive this experience. But the brain doesn't work that way. We don't really relive it. The brain thinks that's real. And we can think different thoughts. And not long ago, I was talking to my client, and she was suffering from past traumas that came from her childhood. And I told her, just think about it. There is a huge lemon. Have you ever ate a lemon? I think most of us ate one point or the other in our life some lemon. And this is so soury. So I came up with this. Just think about it. You can even close your eyes if you want to. But the most important thing for this exercise, just think about what I'm talking. Just think about this juicy lemon, yellow, and when you squish it, it's really firm. And sometimes when I drink a tea, I just really squeeze it really hard and make it a little bit softer. So that means the juice inside is starting to come out, right? But you have to cut it. So you think about, there is a big juicy lemon. You already a little bit put pressure on it, and you started to cut up really slowly, and you see this liquid is just came out from this lemon. And now think about, you cut it in little pieces, and then you just bite in the lemon. How do you feel? What do you think? Do you feel the saliva? It's like, can you almost like taste it? Smell the lemon? For most of the people had a reaction, like the saliva is coming out, and they feel like, oh, they are already bite or bitten into this lemon. If you are in the same situation and you almost could feel it and even smell this lemon, this is how the brain works. Because you actually didn't bitten or bite into this lemon, right? This happened just in your brain. And this is why it's really important to understand everything that happened in our past. This is a memory in our brain. So the brain doesn't know if when you're thinking about something that's real, just happening right now, or this happened in the past. And the brain also don't know if you're just visualizing something. For the brain, is real. Just like this exercise with the lemon. So every experience you have in your brain, and you think about that, this is why you have emotions. Because the brain can see in pictures what had happened to you. So this is why it's important to change our mindset. When we have some negative thoughts about, like, we have a goal and we want to achieve, and the other thoughts come like, oh no, I cannot achieve it, it's too hard, I'm not so skilled, I'm not good enough, then we can change it. We can say that I'm getting better every day. You can say some positive affirmations, and you can shift, you can change your negative mindset. So this is what I told earlier, what I started to talk about. When I went to the mountains and I wanted to change my mindset, because I realized that I have lots of negative thoughts. And I didn't think I had, because I wasn't conscious about that. But I had this negative self-limit. like self-talk about my English. My English is not good enough, so I cannot serve people. I cannot talk on videos because I'm not good. And of course, I have to improve myself, and I do it every single day. But that kept me back. And I started to change my negative mindset. And that time I went to the farm and they had alpacas and llamas. And I bought a little toy. I'll show you. I will show you. Like a little llama. It's really cute. And I keep it in my car. And also I have that other like a box glove. And they said, fight for your dreams. And how I started to change my mindset? Because of this guy. I give the name for this guy, and his name is Focus. I just came up with that long ago. And he was in my car all the time. And when I realized I have some negative thoughts, or at the beginning maybe I didn't realize, I just look at this guy and I said, yeah, I have to shift my focus. And then I realized what kind of thoughts were in my head. And every time when I sat in the car or drove a car, I just saw this guy and I talked to him sometimes, like, hey, Focus. And then I knew that I have to change my focus. Sometimes we don't have negative thoughts and you don't need to really shift it, but at the beginning it's really important. I realized that I had lots of negative thoughts, and maybe you have also, but you are not aware about that. Maybe you are not aware about what you are able to do. Because if you have a big goal that sounds like, oh, that's so far away, when can I reach it? But if you don't start, you never will achieve it. So better if you start right now. And this shifting my focus, this really helped me and already helped a couple of my clients. And that's amazing when I see on their lives, they don't have the llama. They came up with something else. Some of them doing like, they put like a screen protector on a phone or a computer, or sometimes it's like an alarm. They talking on a phone about like a voice record, and they tell to themselves like shift focus, and that's their alarm clock or some notification. And some of them set up the phone for like 45 minutes, some of them like 25 minutes, and the phone always show them like shift your focus. And yes, maybe it sounds a little bit silly or childish, but honestly it works really good. It works to my client, worked to me, worked for family members. And I absolutely shifted my focus. And now I'm more aware about if some negative thoughts coming. So when I schedule my time or in the morning, I know that sometimes negative thoughts will come, but now I realize them really, really, really soon, and I can shift my focus. So this is what I recommend to you to do too. So remember, for the lemon, everything what is on your mind, that's in your brain. And you can change it anytime. So when you have any problem in your life, you focus on the solution. If you have a goal, you always have to see what's the solution and what is the next step you can go closer. So just think about a big goal you have right now. What is the really next step to reach your goals? Maybe you have to do a couple more things. Maybe you have to do 3 or 4 things to reach your goals. But first you have to think about which one is most important. Because you have to really manage your life. If you don't do the most important thing, you cannot go closer to your goals, because then you will try this, you will try that, and you were stuck in one place. There is always one most important thing to do. As Brian Tracy said, maybe I mentioned on previous videos in this series, sometimes we have to eat that frog. I didn't like this saying, like eat the frog, but this really means if you have difficult tasks to do, it's really important to do the most difficult first. As Brian Tracy says, he said, if you have two frogs, so like two different tasks, and they are both really difficult, start with the ugliest one. So eat the ugliest frog first. And this really stuck in me. But I'm doing this for 20 plus years. When I groomed dogs, I always did that. When I had my own business in Hungary, back to 15 years ago, I always booked the most difficult dog at the first time. I'm in the morning. Because I was thinking, okay, if this is the most difficult, after everything will be much easier. So I also recommend to you that too. Think about your day and really keep going. If you are able to do, don't skip a day. I always recommend to do at least 5 times a week to work on your goals, on yourself, if you want to change yourself or your mindset, or transform absolutely your life. But the best thing to do, if you do it 7 days a week, maybe 5 days you do like a 1 hour, or it's absolutely up to you. If you have only just 20 minutes, that's absolutely fine. But the best thing to do, and I realized, and I'm absolutely positive about this, even on the 2 days, the next 2 days, if you just spend 5 minutes on some task that lead you closer to your goals, that just keep you going. You don't need to spend that much time but you spend for these 5 days. You can spend less time, just something, a little thing, and you will feel more fulfilled. And I'm absolutely sure if you go back to watch my videos again and you applied what I taught you during this video series, you will be successful. I can see on my clients' life, that's amazing when something can shift like quickly. Some people shift their mindset in a day. And this sounds crazy, but this happened to me 5 times in my life when my life absolutely shifted. And just like one day to the other. And this can do, like a mindset change can do it with you too. So just keep focusing on your goals and just keep going. Listen again my videos if you want to, or just go back to the parts you think that's the most important to you. You can subscribe if you wish so, and I think you will get a lot of benefit from my videos if you watch it, because this can change your life. So this was my 5th part of this series, the last one, and I will come up with new videos, and I'm not sure if I do the long series again. Maybe that I will just make individual videos in the future, but come back and check my videos, and I'm sure you will learn something from it. Okay, thank you for listening, and I wish you a happy life and absolutely big transformation in your life, a positive transformation. I really enjoy the time with you guys, and please, if you have any question, you can just message me. On Facebook also you can find like Edina Viens, Transformational Coach. You can send me a personal message, and also you can just write a message under my YouTube videos. Thank you again, and see you in the next video. Bye everyone.